Welcome to St Andrew United Church of Christ. No matter who you are or where you are on life's journey, you are welcome here. Those words are etched in glass on our front doors and on our back doors, and they are words that we say to one another every time we gather in this sanctuary to worship together. It's the reason that we have a rainbow flag on the front of our building as well, to remind folks that all are welcome. So know this, no matter who you are or where you are on life's journey, you are welcome here, now and always. Just a few weeks before we knew anything about COVID-19, I bought a new prayer book. New to me anyway, it's from 2011, but it's by one of my favorite prayer writers, John Philip Newell. John Philip Newell is a poet, scholar, teacher, and a minister in the Church of Scotland. He's widely known for his work in Celtic spirituality. This book is called Praying with the Earth, a prayer book for peace. And I'd like to begin our service today with one of the prayers from my new book. For the freshness of this new day, thanks be to you, O God. For morning's gift of clarity, its light, like the first day's dawn, thanks be to you. In this newborn light, let us see afresh. In this gateway onto what has never been before, let our soul breathe hope for the earth, for the creatures, for the human family. Let our soul breathe hope. Amen. The last line of that prayer is one that I find very meaningful, and I'm using it as a simple prayer that I can repeat often, like a prayer mantra or a breath prayer. Let our soul breathe hope. It's a prayer that I can say whenever I feel anxiety or fear or worry creeping back into my day. Let our soul breathe hope. Let my soul breathe hope. The season of Easter goes from today, the first Sunday after Easter, up until Pentecost, which falls this year on May 31st. So the Easter season lasts 6 weeks, and during this time, I'm going to visit different parts of our church building and share with you some ideas about the messages of hope that are here in this place and in your home and in your relationships and in all of creation. There's messages of hope everywhere. Today, I'm sitting on the stairway that goes from the back of our sanctuary up to our choir loft. And sitting here looking at these stairs reminds me of lots of spiral staircases that I've climbed in years past. And they almost always went up to something really exciting. One of the most exciting that I remember was the long spiral staircase to get to the top of the dome in the Vatican in Rome. An amazing view of Vatican City from the top. 551 steps, and an awesome view. I can remember as a child and as an adult, especially with my children, climbing up lots of fire towers in state parks and just in all kinds of different towns and cities that had them. I remember in Corydon, Indiana, visiting a cave. And to get deeper into the cave, one of the things you had to do was climb down and then up really, really tight, twisty spiral staircases. What spiral stairs do you remember climbing? If you're a member of the choir here at St Andrew, you've climbed these stairs many times, and you've also seen our Minister of Music, JR, fly up and down these stairs from the organ up there to the grand piano in the front of the sanctuary, and he does the whole thing making it look like great ease. Spiral staircases make me think of great lookouts, getting higher, being able to see things below with a different perspective, a larger perspective. We need some different perspectives right now, don't we? A larger perspective. And the spiral staircase also makes me think about how often, especially now, it can feel like our lives are not spiraling up to greater relationship with God as we might wish, but can sometimes feel like our lives are spiraling out of control. We're walking through a difficult time right now. I'm reminded of the passage in Deuteronomy in which Moses is talking to Joshua, and Moses has realized that he's not going any further on this journey into the promised land. And he's telling Joshua that he's not going to be with him and the Israelites. His life's coming to an end. And he's passing the torch on to Joshua, and he's letting him know that even though Moses isn't going to be with them, he's not going to be walking alone, because God's going to be with him. Listen to these words from the 31st chapter of Deuteronomy. Then Moses summoned Joshua and said to him in the sight of all Israel, "Be strong and bold, for you are the one who will go with this people into the land that the Lord has sworn to their ancestors to give them. And you will put them in possession of it. It is the Lord who goes before you. He will be with you. He will not fail you or forsake you. Do not fear or be dismayed." But taking the next steps is often a fearful thing. It was for Joshua, as Moses told him that he would be taking the next steps without Moses. You've likely had times in your life before now in which you were afraid of taking the next steps in your journey. Maybe it was the next step in your career or the next step in some kind of school choice. Maybe it was the next step in a relationship, or the move to another house or to another city. Or maybe it was some big decision that weighed heavily on your heart and mind. Not sure what was the next best step. Moses' words to Joshua are a reminder for us too, that even when the next leg of the journey, the next steps are uncertain and scary, we will not be alone, for God will be walking with us. One of Martin Luther King Jr.'s many quotes offers that reminder. Faith is taking the next step, even when you can't see the whole staircase. To help that message of walking with God soak in, I'd like to offer you a new prayer practice. We all need to be developing all kinds of prayer practices while we're doing so much of our faith life on our own these days. This is a healthy at-home prayer practice, by the way. You can go to any stairs in your house or on your front porch, or you could use a curb to step up and down if you don't have any steps in the place that you live. And if you don't have any steps at all, you can't get outside, you can just take steps in place wherever you are. And as you walk up and down your stairs, getting a little extra exercise that we all need too, pray the words over and over again. God walks with me. Through it all, God walks with me. And keep repeating those words and taking those steps and letting it soak in that God walks with you. And in doing so, you'll be letting your soul breathe hope. In the song that you are going to hear JR sing in just a couple minutes, there's a similar message of hope. That message is that you never walk alone. The song speaks of hearing the gentle singing of the lark. In literature, larks are symbols of daybreak, a new day. They're songbirds. They sing about a new day coming. And what better to celebrate now than each new day, remembering that gift that each new day brings, striving to not take it for granted. So remember the lark as a symbol of a new day breaking. And as I was reading about larks, I also discovered something that I thought was really fun, that a group of larks is called an exultation. An exultation. Isn't that beautiful? To think of a group of songbirds called an exultation? Exultation means to express joy and rejoicing. The larks sing messages of the hope of something new, like a daybreak. And they sing messages of exultation, rejoicing, and joy. And so may you always hear, even in times of sorrow, the gentle singing of the lark. And as you walk each step on this journey, may your soul breathe hope. Amen.
May you see God's light on the path ahead when the road you walk is dark. May you always hear, even in your hour of sorrow, the gentle singing of the lark. When times are hard, may hardness never turn your heart to stone. May you always remember when the shadows fall, you do not walk alone. May you see God's light on the path ahead when the road you walk is dark. May you always hear, even in your hour of sorrow, the gentle singing of the lark. When times are hard, may hardness never turn your heart to stone. May you always remember when the shadows fall, you do not walk alone. You do not walk alone.
In closing, I offer you another prayer from John Philip Newell. God before me, God behind me. God above me, God beneath me. I on your path, O God, you, O God, on my way. In the twistings of the road, in the currents of the river, be with me by day, be with me by night, be with me by day and by night. Amen.